Social media user ZapAboutToSnap works at a shipyard in the USA, hauling equipment and materials around the warehouses. But the shipyard has a dark history. Many years ago, a woman passed away there in a tragic accident. Ever since, workers have reported what they think is paranormal activity happening throughout the facility, leading many to think the warehouse is haunted by the ghost of the woman who passed away. And recently, Zap captured something that left him shaken.
I'm about to quit.
But a few days later, Zap decides to take a look at the security camera footage from the room, and that's when he sees something that really creeps him out.
What the f? No, I ain't seen this. Oh my God. What the fuck? Y'all, this is out. It happened right in here. That is crazy. Y'all see that on camera? Rewind the camera back. That's crazy. I gotta be in here one day when it's dark so I can catch that. Wow. It's insane, y'all.
A pale, see-through figure seems to be drifting about, but once again, when Zap goes to the room to check, he can't see anything. This experience has left him and his co-workers in little doubt that the shipyard really is haunted. But what do you think? Emily Fuller is a young mum from the United States. Recently, Emily took her 2-year-old daughter, Grace, to visit their family in another part of the country. During their previous visit, the family had taken a walk through a nearby cemetery, and Grace became curious about the headstones. Eventually, the family came across one belonging to a girl who passed away almost 10 years ago, whose name was Grace Olson. Now, whenever Emily and her daughter visit their family, little Grace begs to go to the cemetery to see her friend, who she calls Dead Grace. This is what Emily caught on camera during her recent visit with her daughter Grace.
I want to see that Grace.
Can you show me where she is?
It's right here.
Oh.
And that's Grace.
Yeah.
Was she a baby?
Yeah. Bye, Grace.
Emily's daughter Grace confidently leads her parents through the cemetery, walking directly to the grave of Grace Olson, as if she knows exactly where to go. At first, Emily assumed it was just her daughter's fascination with seeing her own name, but she says it's been days since they returned home from their family visit, and Grace still hasn't stopped talking about her friend. In an update, Emily recently shared that she reached out to Grace Olson's mother. The woman was deeply moved by the video and apparently touched to think that her daughter's spirit was watching over little Grace. But what do you think is going on here?
Bye, Grace.
A photo uploaded to the R Ghosts subreddit has left viewers feeling spooked. The OP explains that they'd been noticing something spooky in their bedroom for several years. At first, they thought they were imagining it, but they always had the creeping sense that something they couldn't see was watching them. But as time went on, the OP became more convinced that something was very wrong. Then, one night, they woke up in the middle of the night to see a dark shadow in the corner, and they managed to capture it on camera. So, at first, can't really see much, can we? The photo looks pretty normal, but if we adjust the brightness, something can be seen. Whatever it is has glowing eyes. What makes this photo even more chilling is that the OP claims they have felt watched for many years, suggesting that whatever this is has been haunting the OP for a long time. Mystery World is a YouTube channel run by a couple from Mexico, Cappy and Darian, who explore some of the most famously haunted locations around the world. Recently, they travelled to Burkittsville, Maryland, a small town with a dark reputation. Burkittsville is where the horror film The Blair Witch Project was filmed back in 1999. While the film itself was fiction, the town and surrounding forest have long been associated with real legends and folklore. There have been stories of strange disappearances and sightings of a mysterious woman dressed in white. Cappy and Darian knew the Blair Witch Project was just a movie, so they didn't expect anything genuinely paranormal to happen. But they wanted to explore the forest where some of the creepiest scenes were shot, and that's when something they didn't expect happens.
Sientes lo mismo, ¿verdad?
Siento que algo nos está viendo.
Eso se siente desde hace mucho rato.
Espero que, no sé, sean cámaras o algo así, ¿no? ¿Verdad?
Tal vez un venado, Darian. Tal vez venados nos están viendo. Por eso nos sentimos así. Eso espero. Las horas pasaron y la niña, al ver que la bruja no volvía y preocuparse porque sus padres tal vez la iban a regañar o porque tal vez ya deberían estar bastante preocupados por ella.
Espérame, Capi.
¿Qué? ¿Qué?
Vámonos de aquí, vámonos de aquí. Capi, vámonos. No sé. Vámonos. Siento que me voy a desmayar.
Tranquila, tranquila.
Desbloquéalo, por favor.
Estamos bien. No pasa nada. Respira, respira.
Capi,
¿Qué hubo?
gordo, grabé a una mujer arriba de un árbol. Está grabado. Está grabado.
Not long after they enter the forest, Darian begins to feel intense fear. It's unlike anything she's ever felt before, forcing her to flee in terror. Later, when Cappy is trying to reassure her, she tells him she saw a ghostly woman standing behind him in the darkness, watching them. But Cappy didn't see anything, and when they reviewed the footage, they couldn't find any evidence of a woman in the woods. But Darian, who's scared of nothing and experienced in exploring paranormal locations, says she knows what she saw, and it terrified the living shit out of her.
Siento que me voy a desmayar.
This next clip comes from a channel we've featured before, Travel with F. It's run by an Indonesian man whose friend works as a security guard at an empty warehouse that's being renovated to watch for thieves. The guard has placed security cameras around the warehouse. In a previous clip, the camera captured something deeply unsettling. A face with glowing white eyes is caught on camera. After seeing the footage, the security guard went to check the attic, but there was nothing there. No sign of human habitation and no evidence that anyone had been inside. Recently, the guard received another movement notification from the camera, and what he saw made his blood run cold.
Kita coba lihat ke atas sebelum atas sebelah sananya. Atas mana? Atas tengah ini.
Bebas. Terserah kalian guys, mau pilih
yang mana? Tuh kan nggak ada.
Itu bro, stiker.
Ntar kita coba
Stiker itu.
ini stiker atau apa sih? Ini mah manusia.
Stiker matamu.
Manusia jurik. Susulin jangan. Gerak goblok.
The same white-eyed figure can be seen peering down from a storage space near the ceiling, watching from above. The guard is now more convinced than ever that the warehouse is haunted, and whatever is up there, hiding in the attic, well, viewers think it's something paranormal. But what do you think this is? Late one night, a bus driver is driving along a quiet road. He's already dropped off all his passengers and is now heading back to the depot to finish his shift. But as he's driving, he gets the unsettling feeling that he's not alone. He glances in his rearview mirror and catches movement at the back of the bus. At first, he thinks someone must have snuck on without paying, so he quickly pulls over to check, but there's no one there. Later, he checks the bus's security camera footage, and this is what he sees. Something can be seen moving at the back of the bus, just like the driver thought. But he insists the bus was empty and there's no way anyone could have gotten on or off without him noticing. Some viewers think it's just a reflection of light, maybe from a passing street lamp, but others point out that the shape looks pretty solid and think it could be a person. However, many think that the bus driver saw something paranormal that night and his camera caught it. But what's your verdict on this video? A man from the Philippines who lives with his wife and 2 children. Recently, he and his friends had been experimenting with a Ouija board. They thought it would be harmless, just a bit of fun. But then, one night, something happened that left him and his family terrified. While relaxing at home late at night, the man starts hearing noises coming from outside the house. At first, he thinks someone might be trying to break in, so he grabs his phone and goes outside to check.
Diungo na may dire. Mantag tao lang ni patay ng buang lagi.
The glass in one of the windows is physically shaking, but there's no one outside. Terrified, he runs back inside, but then the shaking gets even more intense.
Ano ni? Ay gawas ako, wait tao. Awa, gawas na to. Awa, bitana na mo. Wait tao. Ang mali lugar raw. Sa mga giungok na kadari. Giungok naman tayo ni style. Wala gid lagi. Saan ako? Wag gid. Atay maningin.
Now, all the windows in the house are shaking. He goes outside again, desperately trying to find something that could explain what's happening, but there's nothing. The family is left with no other explanation. They believe he invited a ghost into their home when he messed around with the Ouija board. But what do you think is happening here? Sean Does Talks recently received a gift from his wife that sparked a series of disturbing videos. Knowing Sean likes collecting vintage tech, his wife gave him a 1980s CRT monitor. Curious to see how it would work, Sean sets it up as a live camera feed. Paired with a modern video camera, he has them point at a space in his living room. Sean wants to see both displays at once, but that's when he notices something he can't explain.
But there's my things. Where's my furniture? Now wait, just watch this. This is crazy. How is that possible? There's my furniture. What the actual...
The modern camera shows Sean's fully furnished and decorated living room, while the CRT shows a completely empty version of the same room. Viewers immediately start theorizing. Some think the CRT could be displaying an alternate reality, or perhaps a past version of the same room. Others are skeptical and accuse Sean of faking the whole thing for views, but many viewers have pointed out something even creepier. In the CRT display, Sean appears to be wearing different clothes. The clip goes viral and viewers demand more, so Sean delivers a follow-up.
But where are all my things? Like, none of that stuff is there. So you guys wanted me to go sit on the couch, so let's give you that. And just contacts, brown shirt, blue jeans. You called me out about that as well, so. All right, here we go. Get that situated. And here we go. All right, I'm gonna go check the footage now, so there you go.
As Sean takes a seat on his couch, the image on the CRT flickers. Then, for a second, he turns into something resembling a shadow figure. But things are only about to get creepier.
I'm officially freaking out a little bit. You guys told me to check out some, like, new perspectives, and I found this. Like, you found me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, I am literally starting to freak out, dude. I am starting to freak out. What the fuck was that?
Written across the CRT screen are the words, "You found me." The words aren't visible anywhere in the actual room, only on the monitor. Sean walks back in front of both screens, and that's when things escalate even further. A candle sitting on a nearby table suddenly seems to light itself, then the flame goes out a second later. Then the camera appears to fall over on its own. Viewers are still unsure what to believe. Some think Sean's videos might be part of a new ARG, an alternate reality game, but others think Sean might have tapped into something genuinely paranormal. Either way, these clips are pretty weird.
Like, you found me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
A worker at an Indonesian mine recently shared a clip that has left viewers baffled. The miner was on the night shift with a colleague, driving a truck loaded with materials to the mining area. Everything seemed normal at first, but then, as he glanced at the truck's dashcam, he saw something that didn't make sense.
Mang! Di belakang ada apaan, Mang? Di belakang. Di belakang. Belakang mobil.
The dashcam footage shows something pale behind the truck. The miner calls his co-workers, asking what's there, but they can't see anything. Confused, he grabs his phone and tries recording, but his camera doesn't capture anything either. He also insists that there was nothing wrong with the dashcam that night. So, did he capture a ghost on camera? Or is there another explanation for this? The Appalachian Mountains of the United States are famous for cryptids and creepy folklore. One anonymous social media user who lives in these mountains recently shared a clip, desperately seeking answers about something they saw. They explain that it was late at night and they started hearing strange noises coming from outside their home. They say it sounded like giggling. Creeped out, they went outside to look around. In the darkness, they saw what they describe as a grey figure running around. At first, they assumed it was their cat, but there was something wrong about the way it moved. Then, as they watched in horror, it ran up a tree and seemed to stare down at them. This is when the person started recording. Something up in the tree can be seen looking directly at the camera. The anonymous uploader said that the glowing eyes were the scariest thing about it. Terrified, they ran back inside and bolted the door. Then they saw their cat asleep in its bed. So, whatever had been staring at them from up in that tree, it definitely wasn't their cat. So, the question remains, just what the f*** is this? Thanks so much for watching. If you're up for more scary videos, check out one of these next. You're gonna love them. Oh, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.